How confident are you that you were able to see the SUV through the conditions at the time?
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
So today was our mock trial for our finals, and you get extra credit for wearing something fancy. So I decided to get a suit for myself, and obviously had to go along with some ties that I put in my bag just in case if I lost one. But yeah, I felt ready to win this case, and yeah, this is me feeling ready.
This is team prosecution over here. This is team defense. We ready to go? All right, so we're going to start with our opening statements. Prosecution gets to read their statement first, so come on up.
Good morning, my name is Layla, and I represent the state in the People versus Devin Kirby case. Today we are here to discuss a shooting that broke out on the west side of Chicago at 1213th Street, Avers Avenue. The lead detective on this case is Taylor Mason. Mason was called around 11:30 p.m. In her testimony, she states that the child's body was so charred that identifying him on site was impossible. She also means that the child was drugged. The child was charged with the same however, the child was not identified. Whereas the defendant Kirby has already left the there will be plus Kirby had an initial question by he arrested. Once he was arrested, linked to the death, he can now bring maps. The guy who defined him. Not only does this increase the question, Matthews had nowhere. In fact, Gordon Matthews again from his background. He used Kirby that he started justice. The court can try to cash her off. The court can cash his on Matthews. However, Matthews is in charge of against he can't work on time to break her test. Much of the time Matthews In fact, when I showed up, he didn't start arguing for her. Her name is Martin told her the authority of her doing without your safety. That was a prosecution on the witness that was important for the prosecution was one of the things that increased on the prosecution. All in all, the prosecution should the prosecution is still prosecuting evidence to show that Kirby not have motive, but also opportunity to make the front and answer. After you hear all the facts presented today, please do the right thing and find Devin Kirby guilty on both counts.
Thank you for this. All right. Now defense may approach for their opening.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. My name is Olivia, and today I'm here to defend Devin Kirby in the case of People of the State of Illinois versus Devin Kirby. Devin Kirby has been charged with second-degree murder of Martin Petro and arson on August 6, 2021 at approximately 11:30 p.m. at Avers Avenue. Today, we plan to prove that not only is Devin Kirby not guilty of committing second-degree murder and arson, but that there was a serious reason to believe that Morgan Matthews was the one who committed the crime. We will present evidence that will prove to you beyond any doubt that the murder weapon was in fact found with Morgan Matthews. Let's start with the facts. We know that many of the players involved in the drug game. This includes my client, but it also includes Morgan Matthews and the victim, Martin Petro. Martin was tied up in the drug business, and he had many dangerous people running in debt. Devin was not one of these players. On the day of the crime, Morgan Matthews went to Devin Kirby's house to speak to him. She approached Devin Kirby's house to make a phone call to Martin Petro and Devin Kirby's house. Martin was at the event. So he's saying that. He was like, "I'm confused. Martin 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 was like, "I'm confused. If you even find one small doubt in your mind, we will ask you to come back with a non-guilty verdict. Thank you.
State your name for the record. Michael Gabrowski. What evidence are you now analyzing? Arson analysis. What lab procedure do you use? So we use chromatography. It's basically a procedure where mixture is separated into components and we can identify what chemicals are present in the system and what the urine analyze specifically in this case. Burned and under ground floor. What were the results of the test? So the ground floor tested positive for urine. What conclusion can you draw? So basically all we can conclude is that an accelerant was clearly used, so arson was committed. However, there is no evidence linking anyone to the crime, regardless of the motives people had. We can't conclude who actually started the fire.
But it was intentionally started.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. You may step on down.
Can you state your name for the court?
Pat Moser.
How old are you?
I'm 28 years old.
And where were you on August 6th around 10 p.m.?
I was at my residence.
I was in
In there was always control. I was over JP when I was home. I was day and night. I was always on it. I was at the police officers.
on August 6th around the house. When did I residence?
Yes, I saw everything.
Yes, I'm gonna say that.
I was on it.
Were you inside or outside your residence?
Everyone was outside.
What had you and others been doing outside?
Everyone had a few beers and we started playing a game of volleyball.
Explain that you went to the volleyball point here or something. What do you do?
The one when your friends home, every shot.
What do you see happening in the shot?
I didn't have to say how recent I was at shots heard.
So how does it get reported to the fire authorities?
As the party started running, I saw some burning, which I thought was already until so I was ready from the house to the street.
How was the fire so concerning?
It was concerning because the fire had came from the house over which to me it seems like Devin had shot someone. They tried to burn the body.
Thank you.
All right, guys. There you go. All right, when you are ready, Brooke, go ahead.
How long have you been a detective for? About 15 years. So this is your first time being lead detective on a homicidal case, correct? Yes. So you don't have any experience being lead detective on a homicidal case, right? No. And you recognize that there's a difference in leading the case and just working out the case? Yes. And so after this crime happened, you immediately wanted to question Devin, correct? Yeah. And you believe that Devin could be involved in other crimes, right? Yeah. So you could say that Devin was your first suspect that you believe was capable of committing this crime, right? Yeah. Is it most important right American is lower rights to of committing crime? Yeah. And police officers are trained to be suspects, aren't they? Yeah. And you were first suspect rights for the best. Yeah. So you're not in your car without being rights. Yeah. So obviously you mistake, not being rights because you are detective, yeah. So you have to do this without it. That kind of innocence if you're not being rights, correct? You also have an outside defense, right? Yeah. So you cannot prove that Devin Kirby even confessed this crime without any physical proof, right? Yeah. No further questions.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. Need to be quiet for the cross-exam. Brooke, go ahead.
Where were you on the night of August 6, 2021 at 8:30 p.m.?
That's the day.
Devin's house?
I can't.
No, you weren't.
So,
You were at your house. In your statement, you said that you were at your father's house.
Until 10 p.m. I waited till 10.
I asked where you were at 8:30 p.m.
Oh, I was at my house.
You don't know that first day, you know that you did. No, you told me that you got to go back. Yes. And you're saying, I lied. I told you that I did. And you got to you and you got to lie and you nothing wrong with it. And you like to take part. Tell your neck was correct. Correct. So you're going to like
No, I lied to him that I didn't want to go. I was no sense.
But when you were saying you were going somewhere, not going there, to get to use a card, we didn't use something.
I know that doesn't mean you want to get myself in this situation.
So you lied to your father to get the use of a card.
Objection. Is this badgering the witness?
this is not, I mean, it's not really, but I would say we need to move on. You're not always gonna get a witness
No, I
to
get
agree
that.
with you, okay? It's again,
You would keep the car locked and the windows closed in order to keep your car safe.
so, again, we can talk in terms of possibility. We do not know for sure whether or not the car was locked, okay? And that goes for everybody. We do not know whether or not it was locked, okay?
I'm asking you in general. Would you choose to lock your car and close your windows if you knew you were in a high traffic, dangerous area?
Sure.
You say, I do not use his drugs, I swear. And then the words right after that direct quote, you say, maybe I just check their quality from time to time. So I would agree that that's probably a lie. You said one thing and you're contradicting yourself, that's all I'm saying.
All right.
If I college reports, you don't hearing this is correct. That's correct. Since you might not so would you correct assuming you have low tolerance to drugs, right?
Well, you guys only talk about in your first 5 years, so we're talking about toxicology report. Toxicology just like report, it said there's heroin, and I think an average person to be heroin and have to have a person's fine, right? So
Since you might only test yourself, and it wouldn't take that much, but you correct assuming you have low tolerance to drugs, correct? Sure. So you weren't in the right state of mind that night, correct?
Correct.
You were confronting Devin at Devin's house because the drugs you bought off him weren't as pure as they usually were they?
Yes.
You claim to say that you weren't using Devin, but how can we believe you when you already lied so much on the stand and in your statement?
I did admit to everything else. I don't know what I thought.
In your statement, you've lied multiple times, contradicting yourself in multiple ways, including the last statement that I brought up about you not taking the drugs and then immediately following.
If it was a lie, all right.
You take drugs because you work on business, not because of drug. So you protect yourself. It's also money for he's wanting to better yourself.
I don't think so. Because I was on the same as he was, so it would be reasonable. It's just about bad for me.
But you also were taking drugs, you were supposed to be correct.
I didn't.
But not the other guy.
I took my word by it.
How old are you, Morgan?
18 years old.
You haven't come into contact with many dangerous people since you were so young and a good kid, have you?
Yes.
So you haven't come into contact.
Oh, no, I have come into contact.
Okay. On this, I can't contact with the large drug dealers, correct?
Correct.
Or he's only 18 and we're not only contact with people, but dangerous kids.
Yes, I was here.
Did you get more during Marshall?
Yes.
What do you find yourself? Like you did that, that's very hard to get out of the situation.
No, I didn't do so. So what would you try to do to protect yourself? I just protect myself, I ran away, that's what I protect myself. Okay, well, then, if, say a possibility of you taking that step, considering that he was in the room, and you were 18-year-old, is it possible that obviously someone had done in your car, especially if you're in the correct? Sorry, last question.
Since you were a scary 18-year-old, as you just stated, wouldn't it be a possibility of you getting Devin's gun in your control, considering that it ended up in your car when it wasn't confirmed nor denied that your car was locked and it was not in any reachable area of Devin?
As a scared 18-year-old, I wouldn't want to hold the gun. I ran away. I didn't have the gun.
Okay. Since it's reasonable to concern you in red words, we're all arguing on ready to use. Is there a possibility for you to protect yourself? At this point, you have now lied to your father, the police, and now the jury with all of your contradictions on where you were going that night, your use of drugs, and that Devin was able to put the murder weapon into your father's car. Correct?
I told the police where I was though. Even though it was a contradiction, I didn't lie because I ended up telling you where I was or what happened.
But a contradiction means that you lied first and told the truth later. Or one of the things you stated was a lie.
That could be a possibility.
Since you have so many lies, you told me you can't spend money on your car. How can the jury say first that way?
That's why I lied. I have the gun.
You're just basically saying why should the jury believe you since you lied about this, right?
Yeah. I didn't want the truth though. I'm 18-year-old. If I'm serious information, I'm running away. I thought I was myself a danger and there was a situation by grabbing the gun to
I'm just trying to say that you have a lying tendency to authorities, considering that you lied to the police about where you were that night and what was going on that night in general. You lied to your father about taking his car to a place that you knew that he wouldn't be proud of you or like want you to be at, which in your statement you have clearly stated multiple times in which you have contradicted yourself. We can beg to differ on what contradiction means in terms of lying, but I'm just saying that you have a tendency to lie.
Objection. Badgering the witness.
We have to, is there a question aside? If not, you're not necessarily gonna get a witness to agree with you.
Take a pause.
I think you've made, I don't think.
Call the question.
Yeah, so I'll just never gonna. When you're closest. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my gosh, okay. Stand before. I know, this is bad. All right, Carrie, oh, you're the last one. Okay. All right, guys, Carrie Brown, defense side first. Okay, always go for it.
Okay. Can you please say your name for the jury?
My name is Carrie Brown.
Where were you at on August 6th around 10:13 p.m.?
I was at my friend Pat Moser's house for a barbecue party. I arrived at the party early and arrived earlier with the intent to hang out. We were all drinking alcohol, but my friend Pat was very intoxicated. I'm a regular drinker, and I was feeling pretty good at the time, but Pat usually doesn't drink.
And what were you doing at that time?
We were playing volleyball at the time, and the ball ended up landing outside the courts, and it went right past Pat. We were both drinking at the time, but I was much more alert than Pat had been. Pat didn't drink often, and I had a better tolerance than they do. Both of us ended up running to get the ball that rolled near the end of the property line, near some trees.
What did you hear while walking towards the ball?
I heard what we thought was a firework, but after realizing that there were only a few pops, both Pat and I knew that they were gunshots.
What did you hear while you were approaching the property line?
I heard a car quickly peel out of the driveway and speed away in the same direction. It was located right there on the map.
Oh yeah, where's the arrow? What are we looking at now? Send it right now.
Yeah, if you see 1212 on the right side, that was the house that Carrie was at, and Devin's is directly behind it over there.
Okay, what did you see while you were walking away?
I saw a dark colored SUV speed away from the home, going very fast, seemingly trying to get away from something.
And what type of car did you see?
It was a dark colored SUV, and it looked like a black Ford Escape, the same car that Morgan Matthews owns. That's the car I saw speeding away right after the sound of gunshots.
How confident are you that you were able to see the SUV through the conditions at the time?
I am certain that I was able to both hear and see the SUV speed away from the home, following the sound of the gunshots coming from the home. The SUV I saw looked exactly like the same Ford Escape that belonged to Morgan Matthews, the one that he was driving that night.
And why do you believe the car was speeding away?
I believe that the person that sped away was the person that shot the gun and tried to flee the scene of the crime and tried to get away from the scene of the crime.
Why do you think the car was speeding away?
The car speeding away almost right after the sound of gunshots. I think I see the person driving. The car speeding away almost right after the sound of gunshots. I think I see the person driving the car was trying to flee the scene after firing the shots.
What were you doing after the car speeding away?
I stayed afterwards, helped Pat up, and I got to my car just before the fire started.
What did you not see after the car started?
After the fire, I never saw the defendant, Devin Kirby, running back to his house, meaning there had to be someone else involved.
And who do you think it may have been?
After hearing all of the information from the case,
Objection, lack of personal knowledge.
Yes, I will agree on this one, and I'm going to sustain that one. So you can either try to rephrase or we can just, yes.
Because you don't know. Yeah, and, yep, no questions, no more?
No further questions.
Okay,
Thank
no
you.
further questions. All right, I'll take that. DNA and blood spatter analysis. It's close to that. Okay. Go forward.
Can you state your name for the record?
Victoria Wojcicki.
What evidence are you analyzing?
I'm analyzing blood splatter.
And what lab procedure did you use?
I used electrophoresis. This is a technique used to separate particles such as DNA, RNA, proteins, and carbohydrates based on their charge.
And what did you analyze specifically in this case?
We analyzed DNA samples found at the crime scene.
What were the results of this testing?
Devin Kirby's DNA, which was found in his own driveway, and Martin's hair, which we knew he was already there.
What conclusions can you draw? What does this mean for the case?
Nothing can prove Devin Kirby is a murderer because his DNA was only found in his own home.
No further questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, good morning. My name is Kennedy and I represent the state in this matter. We are here today to seek justice for the murder of Martin Petro, a young man who lost his life on August 6, 2021. Based on the evidence that has been presented, it is clear that he was, without a doubt, murdered by Devin Kirby. Let me take you back through the events that happened on that disastrous day. On August 6, 2021, Martin Petro was at the home of Devin Kirby when they got into an argument over a girl, Sam Remza. She had dated Devin before Martin, and he had come there to confront Devin for harassing him for being with Sammy. Devin was so angry and asked Martin to take the conversation outside. In addition, Devin claimed that another person was there during the argument, Morgan Matthews, but Devin said his mind was him at that time. However, Devin says that he walked out the front door of his house, Morgan followed. Morgan, who was angry, refused to leave and later pulled out a gun. Devin then claims that Morgan got scared, shot him, and ran off, somehow using Devin's gun, leaving Devin to dispose of the body. However, we know that this is impossible because Devin's fingerprints were the only ones found, whereas Morgan was just a kid who got mixed up with bad people. How would he have taken Devin's gun and shot Martin before Martin could react? It is highly unlikely that Morgan was the killer. In addition, Morgan stated that he had gone to see Devin because of an issue with his product, which gives him motive to blame it on Morgan if he was mad that he was critiquing him and what he supplies. Not only does this go to show that Devin had opportunity, but his neighbor Pat Moser claims that he heard the shots ring out and later saw the burning garage on fire. The time frames add up, the people add up, and everything adds up. It is clear that Devin should be charged with second-degree murder and arson. On the opposing side is Devin's witness statement. He claims that after the shooting, he called a close friend named Alex to help him clean up the body. This witness is virtually useless. It is one of Devin's close friends who even stated that they would do anything to help Devin, which would make him loyal and not credible, especially since she admitted to perjuring herself on stand before. The last witness, Gary Brown, essentially tries to support the defense by providing assumptions. She never actually saw anything. She thinks that the reason Morgan left was because he had to have been the one who shot the gun, or maybe he was just a young kid who saw a situation rapidly escalate and was scared, so he got out of there as fast as he could. As for the fire, she claims that she didn't see anyone running back after it was started, but there's no way to know how long it would have taken for the fire to be noticeable or which way Devin walked, so how could she defend him when she herself doesn't know what happened? In addition, Gary admitted to being significantly more under the influence and said she drank for 4 hours compared to Pat Moser, who only said he had 4 to 5 beers. Plus, toxicology found Gary to be more under the influence than Pat, yet Gary tried to argue otherwise, proving she's unreliable. Even the defendant himself confessed everything to the arresting officer, all inadmissible. He changed his story after and blamed Morgan. Even though forensics excludes Morgan as the murderer. All in all, the defense witnesses have lied several times, taking a toll on their credibility. There's no reason the jury should trust their responses. In conclusion, it is clear that Devin Kirby should be charged with the count of arson and a count of second-degree murder and the death of Martin Petro. After looking through the DNA evidence, it is more than clear that Devin is guilty. I urge the jury to do the right thing, take the facts into consideration, and convict Kirby of his crimes. He has to be held accountable for this horrendous situation.
All right, wonderful job. All right.
Defense, you may approach.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is Peter DeJure, and I'm representing my client, Devin Kirby. On August 6, 2021, my client was framed from time to time. How can you trust a witness statement if he's blatantly lied without using drugs? This isn't Matthew's first lie, however. Matthews had lied to his father saying he was a designated driver for his friend while running an errand, but then lying and saying, I lied and told him my friend needed a designated driver. How can you, as a juror, believe that trust someone like Matthews after they lied numerous times? In addition, Devin's gun was found in Matthew's car. Morgan also lied about not touching Devin's gun. However, this cannot be true considering forensics makes no phone calls to police, which starts the questioning of his integrity since he would call the cops on Devin such minimal things we would never call the police for something most would be a order problem than that of law abusing. Pat also admits at the end of his questioning that he placed a gunshot at Devin's house out of his own hatred towards Devin, and this can also be shown considering they had no visuals on anything the prosecution claims he did, and therefore creating doubt as to whether Devin fired the shot. Even though the prosecution wants you, the jury, to believe that Carrie was out of her mind, intoxicated due to consuming drinks regularly during the span of the 5-hour party, there is no evidence as to the number of drinks she consumed. As well as, it is reasonable to assume that Carrie and Pat consumed a similar number of drinks since they were at the party. She knew that driving under the influence would have negative consequences. As well as, even though Carrie agrees that Devin might have been a nosy neighbor, she still sides with the defense since she is completely certain that she did not see Devin walking the fire. To conclude, Carrie's more reliable witness between her and Pat, since Carrie has a higher tolerance and is therefore a better state of mind and more aware of her surroundings. Lastly, there is no forensic evidence to prove my client, Devin Kirby, is guilty of committing the arson either. However, there is evidence that Alex Garcia did start the fire and led to the arson. It was Alex's friends, not Devin's, that were found on the way. The prosecution has to prove guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, which means they have to prove there is no other possibility that Devin committed these crimes. While us, the defense only have to give you a shred of doubt. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Has the jury reached verdicts?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, on the count of arson, Miroslav is going to read it. In the case of the people versus Devin Kirby, on the count of arson, how does the jury find Devin?
In the case of the people versus Devin Kirby, what verdict did you?
On the count of arson, we find the defendant.
Yeah, they found
Devin
Garcia not guilty.
Not guilty. All right, step one. That one was the unanimous one. That one was unanimous, okay? All right, now Dylan is going to read our second verdict here, okay?
It's a big one.
All right. In the case of the state of Illinois versus Devin Kirby, how does the jury find him on the charge of second-degree murder?
We find Devin not guilty.
Okay.
Fog trial done.